What's going on, y'all? I am sitting in the parking lot of a food place that I'm waiting to open. They don't open till 11 though, and it's like I got like 30 minutes. So I'm like, why not get productive? I haven't uploaded a video in like 2 weeks, so I'm like, let me do it now while I'm waiting. No, it probably won't take 30 minutes, but yeah. I decided to do a story time about my coming out story. Now, I'm speaking low because I'm out in public and I don't want everybody in my business. Not that I give a damn because I'm not lying about anything I'm about to say. But I planned on doing this at home. But ish happens. Once upon a time, there was a little boy named Javon, and he was very, very popular. You know, what age do you have to be in like pre-K kindergarten? Let's just paint the picture, shall we? Really popular, had the girlfriends, the popular girls at school, whatever like that. One of them broke up with me and I pushed her into a piano.
This is where you have me fucked up at.
It's fine. It's fine. I mean, we met up later in life, in high school, and we had a good laugh about it. I'm glad you can laugh about it and you ain't looking to push me because I would have whooped your, you know what I'm saying? Let's not do that. We were kids. We were little tater tots, honey buns or whatever. So we're just gonna leave it in the past, girl. So, I got to the age of 7, and I went from living in I went from going to I want to say it was I was going to a city school, and then I started going to a county school. Or it might have been a county school to a county school. I think it was city to county, if I'm not mistaken. Anyway, so I went to this brand new school, and I was starting second grade. Now, mind you, we already started the second grade, and at my previous school. So I'm like walking in, my two best friends, Cinnamon, that was her real name, Cinnamon and Rashid. We were all at a table together. I remember like it was yesterday. And I'm like, what are the odds that my two best friends are in my... Now, I don't know how we became best friends. I mean, when you're that young, it don't take much. But yeah, so I remember being like taken out of class and being told we basically had to move because a law was passed here in Virginia about, boys and girls can't share rooms. So I'm like, oh my goodness. Okay, so I started this new school or whatever, and I'm 7, right? It was weird because it's not like it wasn't guys at the school I was going to before, but these were different guys. These were perhaps cuter guys. I never had any thoughts of interest or like romantic interest in the same sex before I moved and before I turned 7. But I all of a sudden start having like these feelings for guys, and I'm like, no, no, no. Why do I think he's cute? Why? It's not making any sense. And I'm like, well, no, well, you might think that, but you're not gay. Like, no, it's no way. It's no way. And I used to think like that because whenever the word gay was brought up, it was always brought up in such a derogatory way. And it was always like taboo and something like that was just bad. You know what I mean? So why would I claim that? You know what I mean? So, mind you, I'm 7. So time passes, and you know, mind you, I'm still like 7, 8, 9. Middle elementary school. So I start to get like bullied because I guess of my because of my mannerisms or the way that I would talk, um, the way that I would walk. Um, I did used to cross my legs. And I remember whenever we would go to the library and like check out books or whatever, I would never actually read the books, like not for real, for real. I would get like a really big Harry Potter book, a medium-sized book, doesn't matter which one, and a small Junie B. Jones. You remember those books? The Junie B. Jones books? And I would put that one on top and I would put it in like, I want to say, because I'm right-handed, so I would put it in like the left-hand corner of my desk and like perfect alignment. And that just did something for me. I would do that, and then I would just sit back and cross my legs, honey, and it just was it gave what it needed to give at age 7. You know what I mean? But you know, like the bullying was just very. What I will say is that it remained verbal. You know, there are a lot of, you know, gays in the world who live in certain places that kill you. Well, excuse me, maybe I shouldn't use that word. Unalive you if you're gay. Just because of that, not because of anything else, not because of a crime you committed, not because you cheated with not because you slept with the queen, or not because you killed somebody, not because nothing, you know, just because you're gay. They would kill you straight up. And I'm grateful that I wasn't one of those people, you know, that had to go through any kind of physical like abuse, because people around the world have like and still are going through it. You know what I mean? That is not to take away what I went through, because you know, what did we have? Like we had gym like every other day, and we would have like, I think in middle school and high school we had 4 classes, but in elementary we had like 3. Imagine how, mind you, we were there for like as long as you're on a full-time job, 8 hours. It might have been 4 classes. I might be tripping, but I say that to say, like, you know, I'm sitting there alone, no friends, and I have predominantly men or boys around me just talking about me, calling me all, I'm not gonna say all the words because I know how YouTube is. But just think of everything that you could be called as a gay man. I wasn't gonna say a gay black man, but just a gay man in general. Anything you could think of, like I was called the F words, just whatever, you know what I mean? And just to have to sit through that just constantly on repeat. I'm like in between bullies, like one's in front of me, one's in the back of me. I'm like, I don't know which way to turn, I don't know which way to look. I'm uncomfortable. I'm not a fighter. You know, at that time, at that age, at that young age, I didn't have a backbone, I didn't have a voice, you know what I mean? So I just had to suffer through it. And you know, every now and again you'll see like a video of someone, you know, talking about something that they've gone through, and you know, maybe like the interviewer or somebody that's in the room would ask them like, what would you tell your younger self? One day you'll graduate and you'll never have to see these people for the most part again. Something else I would tell my younger self is, you're going to find your voice, and when you find your voice, they're in trouble. It's, let me not forget, okay, so graduate from 5th grade, now I'm on my way to 6th grade, and in my mind I'm like, okay, well, I don't want another 3 years of torture, basically, verbal assault. I don't want 3 more years of that. What can I do to. So I live with these two girls, and I had them, teach me how to walk like a dude, and I believe probably talk like a dude, just everything I could do to get the attention off of me, and yeah, like just blend in. Like, for me, being different at that age was not an option anymore. I was like, I've gone through enough. I don't deserve this. No one does. And I want to change the narrative, even if the narrative is a big fat lie. So, all three of us would be outside, and they would, be, they would show me how to do it, and then I would, I would practice until I had it down. And when I got it down, I was so happy, not because of any other reason than they're not going to bully me. I finally get to just be a kid and just exist without being miserable for hours. You just I almost cursed. It just every day, 5 days a week. Like, who wants to do that? So, first day of 6th grade, I remember like it was yesterday, I wore a huge, mind you, I was skinny. I'm not skinny now, but I was like skinny mini. I had on this oversized white short sleeve shirt, and in green letters it said "paid in full," and it had money on it. And at the time, do y'all remember those see-through flaves? They don't sell them anymore. I'm pretty sure they don't. But they were see-through flaves. I had a white pair of them. At that time, those shoes were that girl. So I had on those, and then I had on like some really baggy pants, and I was sagging. It's crazy even thinking about it, like, because it's like I'm so comfortable in my skin now. But as a child, it's like it's not that you don't know any better, but you don't know what's to come. So you're just like, as a child, it's like you're not thinking about the future. You're thinking about the moment, you know what I mean? And getting through the moment. And at some points I felt like the moment and being bullied was just never going to end. Like, how do I get myself out of this? I can't just leave. I'm a child. I can't just leave. I'm supposed to be here at school. But what's not supposed to be happening, and I'm not supposed to be being treated like I'm less than. So yeah. And when I tell you the facade was in full swing, honey, let me tell you something. I had everybody fooled. Now, all of these people did not know me. I had me a wingman. His name was, I'm not gonna say his last name, but his name was Daryl. I had me a wingman. I had me a crush. Her name was Deasia. She's probably beautiful now. She probably got I think she got her braces off before we graduated high school. But yeah, I had everybody fooled. Like, I was just pretending to be someone else. I wasn't Javon anymore. And it was a lot of me being attentive to everything I said and did. It wasn't as hard as one might think, but it wasn't natural. So I couldn't, keep it up for that long. I don't recall like how long I kept it up, but I want to say it was maybe, like, if I had to guess, it was probably like a month. But if I had to guess, I don't know. It could have been longer. But when I tell you, they were fooled, honey. And I'm like, I really should have got into acting. Like, my goodness. Who said the gays can't play straight? But yeah, like, at some point the jig was up, and the bullying started up again. Actually, the very first day, if I'm not mistaken, or that first week, it was this guy with these. The only way to describe them is Dumbo ears. When like they'll stick out like this, and they were big, and he was like really, really light skinned. And I'll say his name because tell me I'm lying. Dominique. I would say your last name, but I'm not gonna do you like that. Yeah, yeah. He already started. Like I was at a table with him. It was this girl named Kimberly. Love her down. For somebody who's not like actually my friend, love her down. Because the second he started like running his mouth to me, she immediately stood up for me, and that girl didn't even know me. So immediately I was like, I like you. And me and her became like fast friends, as friends could be at that age. And I know you know what I'm talking about, because everybody you called your friend back then is not your friend today, and they really weren't even your friend then. Not to say that she did anything, because she didn't. I'm just saying, like, she was my friend because I wanted her to be my friend. Yeah, so the bullying started again, and I think at this age I'm now 11, 12? Somewhere around there. I think, yeah, like 11, 12. I started like feeling like sexual feelings for the guys at middle school, because much like when I moved to the new elementary school in second grade, I'm now moving on to sixth grade, and these guys they're kind of cute, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, oh, and then honey, we had to change in the locker room, and as gay as I am, let me tell you something, I was so uncomfortable changing in the locker room with other guys. As gay as I am, mind you, at that age I still was not open, Now, let me clarify, even though this is titled and is a coming out story, I was never down low. I was never hooking up with guys and dating women, or just hooking up with guys and no one knew. You know what I mean? I wasn't hooking up with guys at all. All this stuff stayed in the home that I lived in and in my head. You know what I'm saying? Because I wasn't sure of anything. So yeah, when it came to the locker room, I was like, no. Everything about it just made me uncomfortable. And I cannot pinpoint why. Maybe because like most of my bullies were men. That could be a really strong possibility. I won't say it's not the reason, I don't know. But I just knew how uncomfortable I was. And I wasn't having it. I think for the sixth grade, I just bit the bullet and just changed quick, as uncomfortable as I was. Even like the waiting period, there would be a waiting period after we got dressed out. We would like be sitting in the locker room, guys just being guys and being, immature and, playing around and pantsing each other. Like, I'm like, oh, but I thought I was gay. But you just pulled his pants down. Why'd you do that? That's not funny. That's gay. Like, but yeah, they were doing that, and I will be looking. Why not? Free show? What you mean? That was my porn before my porn was porn. My porn. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. Then seventh grade hit, and I switched middle schools. I was going to a school in the county, but where I lived, a select amount of kids got moved to a new school that was built. And so we went there. I'm like, okay, well, these are even more guys. So I'm like, all right. Now, somewhere along the way, I decided to like the feelings just kept getting stronger and stronger and stronger to the point where I was like, okay, you need to deal with this. You know what I'm saying? And I'm, 13, 14 years old, however old I was, 13, 14. And I'm telling myself, I'm like, you need to deal with this. You need to own it. You know what I'm saying? Whatever that looks like for you. At this time, this was the day and age of MySpace. And for my generation, it was a website just like MySpace, but for younger kids, it was called Bebo. 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 Bebo was everything. Oh my goodness. If I could, if it still existed and was popping, I would still have Bebo. Bebo was everything. Like you could, I think they had like close friends. You have like a whole bio. You have, of course, your profile picture. Then in the background you could have like stuff falling down. It would just the customization of the situation, honey. Oh my goodness, it was everything. Like Instagram and Twitter could never, and TikTok wishes they could. Like seriously, Bebo was that girl. But yeah, like I was interacting with guys in other states, guys much older than me. Yeah, I'm talking, and this is no exaggeration. How old was I when I got that phone? I had like a flip phone. It was prepaid. How old was I? I know I was underage, and I was talking to a 20-some-year-old dude. His name is not important. And he used to send me nudes. And I think I used to send him some, if I'm not mistaken. Or he might have just been sending them to me. I can't remember. But, yeah, I was talking to guys from different states. It was a guy I had like a 4-year cyber relationship with. And his name was, well, his Facebook name, I think he was a catfish. I don't have any proof, but not any real, like, physical proof. But it was like a 4-year relationship. And what was his name? Jabron Cortez. Fine as all outdoors. In my young, naive mind, that was my man. Like, true indeed. Like, that could have possibly been really dangerous. We're talking 4 straight years of me constantly talking to him, not on the phone. This is how I thought he was catfish even at that age. But that feeling wasn't so strong because I kept talking to him. We would text all day, all night. He would constantly send me pictures. Now some of the pictures would be like blurry, and I'd be like, I was young, I didn't know any better. Like I knew better, but I didn't know any better. Like I would never settle for that today. You get what I'm saying? So yeah. What was that? So in 7th grade, I just was like, okay, well, I'm gonna tell people I'm bisexual. And that's just gonna be what it is. I'm bisexual. Nobody cared. I was like, but that's what I wanted. I didn't want like a huge uproar. I didn't want like all of that attention. No. I've been getting enough of that, and the wrong kind of attention. That's probably why I don't want it today. Everything was cool. I might have had like a bully here and there, but they really weren't saying anything because it's nothing you could say now because I'm owning the fact that I like guys. Then in 8th grade, I did the big chop. Fun fact, I used to have real hair, and I had all different kinds. I had dreads, braids, plaits, braids in the front, plaits in the back. I had straight backs, a fade, a low cut, bald. I've had everything. Like, I think to the point where I got just bored. I get bored easily. That's why I change my wig every single day if I can. But yeah, so 8th grade, I had did like the big chop. I remember I had got, I think it was a brand new jacket. Probably one of my favorite jackets. Just like ever. It was like oversized, and it had like all these different, like, I think cartoon characters on it. And it was a hoodie. Not a hoodie, but it was like a hoodie, like a zip up hoodie. Um and I had just, decided at that at that young age, I was like, what, 15, 14? I'm like, I'm gay. And I think I had a few visual aids, like, they weren't, I don't think they were talking about being gay, but I think they were just talking about being yourself and, owning it and being like, hey, if this person doesn't like me, or if this group of people don't like me anymore because of it, then they were never for me anyway. And that was my mindset at that young of age. So I just woke up one day and I just started telling people, I'm gay. Yes, I am. I'm gay. And what about it? You know what I'm saying? Hair flip. I'm gay. Nobody cared. And I was I was living for it. I was living for it. So in 8th grade, like, all the bullying just stopped because, like, what could they say now? They can't call me ugly. Then they couldn't call me fat. Well, they could. They could say both of those things, but then they'd be just lying. You know what I mean? The only thing they can really hang on to is the whole gay thing. But now that I'm saying it, you don't have anything to say now. That's my truth, and not the narrative you're trying to put on me. It's not what you say I am, it's what I am now saying that I am, and what you're gonna do about it. I then became super embraced, and especially by girls. Now, whether it was for the better or worse, because of the type of girls, like the cliques that I ended up becoming involved in, no. And if I could go back, I honestly can't say I would have done certain things differently. Not saying that I regret anything that I did. But certain things I just would have moved differently. Like, once you grow up, you know better. You know better, so you do better. But yeah, after 8th grade, I went on to 9th grade, more guys, more intense feelings. I wanted to, break me off for peace. You know what I'm saying? Like, the hormones were in full swing. I think I was like, in 9th grade, I probably was like, what, 16? No, 15. 15, yeah. 15 going on 16. So, I didn't have my first kiss until I had my first kiss from a guy in 8th grade. I told that story already. That was in my last story time. I had my first sexual experience with a guy in 10th grade. It's not really too much of a story with him. I mean, if you know, you know. It was like a huge, like, going around, and it was like a big thing because he was down low, and but actually I wasn't even the only guy he was dealing with. He was dealing with multiple guys. But yeah. And I didn't end up having sex until I was 22, so yeah. That is my coming out story, guys. To all my gays out there who are struggling with coming out, I have this to say to you. Would you rather lead a life that is not the one you really want to be leading, or do you want to be happy? You have to ask yourself that and be honest with yourself, because you're not honest with anyone else. Do you want to live the rest of your life hiding in the shadows? Or would you rather learn the truth and know who's for you and who's not for the real you? Not the you that you present. Because everybody's going to embrace a straight guy. Those are just the facts. Whether it's the workplace or whatever environment, they're always going to embrace the gay girl. But the gay guy, we got to work a little harder. Sometimes a lot harder. And sometimes it's a heavy burden to bear. But you have a choice. Either you embrace who you are or hide in the shadows. Y'all can do it. If you want to come out, you can do it. The only person stopping you is you. The only person stopping you is you. Y'all, that concludes this story time. I think my I see the open sign, so it's time for me to order this here food. Okay. It's party time, you know what I'm saying? Y'all, it gets easier. It gets easier. In life, you know, as human, you're going to run into your rough spots. That's life. That's guaranteed, whether you're gay, straight, bisexual, pansexual, whatever. He, she, they, them over there, you know, them across the street, hanging there, because that eternal peace that you're going to have with just knowing that you're being 100% yourself 24/7, it's worth it. I promise you it's worth it. And this ain't no paid ad, okay? YouTube ain't even paying me yet. That's why I'm trying to get a little more consistent with this content stuff. But yeah, this ain't no paid ad. I'm not getting paid to tell you this. I'm telling you from experience. I know. I'm 29 and I am a proud Black gay man. You see this wig on my head, child? Now don't get it twisted. It didn't start off this good. You know what I'm saying? They look all natural now. But you know, you gotta crawl before you walk. Anyway, make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. Turn your post notifications on so you know every time I post a new video. If y'all like videos, if y'all want more videos like this, put it in the comment section. Let me know what y'all want to talk about. Oh my goodness, what is that? Somebody's arms? Or is somebody cutting onions? Anyway, what was I saying? Y'all be blessed and stay safe and stay sane.